YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. So I did want to get into this, seeing how the Punisher is going to be entering the MCU, and I really hope it's Jon Bernthal. He is the perfect Punisher to be in the MCU. So let's check this out, because I want to see what Warren has to say of how they found out that the Punisher is going to be in the MCU.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and big news in the Marvel universe today. It looks like another person from the Netflix Marvel series could be joining us in the MCU alongside of Daredevil, and that is the Punisher. Specifically, Jon Bernthal's Punisher. The perfect Punisher, really, which is great news. Now, you may have heard this news today that the Punisher is returning, getting his own series, and this is actually coming from a Disney actor, and is one of the actors that appeared in some of these Marvel Netflix series. This is coming from Rosario Dawson, who of course plays Claire in the Daredevil series, and keep in mind, and this is important, plays Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars, which is owned by Disney, and of course Marvel is owned by Disney as well. Now we'll dive into this, and this is absolutely exciting news, but you may have heard the counter news to this of her saying that, oh, she doesn't really know, but what I think is that she's actually just trying to cover it up, and I do believe that the Punisher is returning, and Rosario Dawson did indeed reveal that. And I also do think that some of the other Defenders are going to be returning as well and be brought into the MCU to give us an MCU Defenders, which we will talk about in this video. And of course, if you love Marvel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. Now, there have been rumors going around a while now that Jon Bernthal's Punisher would be returning. Jon was going to reprise his role as the Punisher, and now he was going to be brought into the MCU. Now, when we first started to hear about these rumors, it was a while ago and we weren't really sure. However, since then, Marvel Studios, during San Diego Comic-Con that happened a couple of weeks ago, announced a Daredevil Disney Plus series with Charlie Cox returning to play Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. And guess what? It's 18 episodes long, the longest Disney Plus series that has been revealed today. And this gave us confirmation that Marvel Studios was not afraid to bring those characters over from the Netflix series and bring them into the MCU. Yes, Charlie Cox appeared as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home, but we weren't really sure if that was some sort of a fan service or if Matt Murdock was indeed now in the MCU for good. But Marvel Studios answered that question for us. And now, all of a sudden, all of these rumors seem to have a little bit more merit, because there were rumors about Daredevil returning before, and then there were rumors about the Punisher returning. Now Daredevil's here, and it looks like the Punisher is right around the corner. And it looks like Rosario Dawson has confirmed that for us. Yesterday, during a panel at the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, Rosario Dawson seemingly dumped a huge Punisher bomb on us, stating that she heard he was returning, and she was really excited because that's the only show that her character Claire did not appear in. Here's what she specifically said, and I quote, "I hadn't heard that announcement, but I found out yesterday that the Punisher was happening again. So I feel like it's my second chance, because that's the only one of the shows I wasn't in, and I love Jon Bernthal. So let's all make it happen collectively, guys." So this statement right here means a little bit more than just coming from a random person, because Rosario Dawson, like I said, does work for Disney. She is filming the Ahsoka Tano series right now. She is around Disney people, Disney executives all of the time. And she just came out and said that she heard that Jon Bernthal was coming back. Now, one thing that she did not specify was that if he's going to come back and maybe make a cameo, let's say in the Daredevil series, or if he's going to be getting his own show. Because right now there are several projects that he could appear in. He could definitely appear in the Daredevil show, but he could also appear possibly in She-Hulk. He could definitely appear and be associated with Daredevil in the show. After all, it does seem like they are somewhat introducing what Kevin Feige calls the street side of the MCU in this show. At San Diego Comic-Con, right after the Hall H panel, in an interview with MTV, Kevin Feige said we have the street level with the newly announced Daredevil series and Spider-Man going into the street level as well, so actually expect a Spider-Man Daredevil team-up in the future. But if the Punisher is coming into the MCU, he is definitely going to be on that street level as well. And Matt Murdock is a lawyer as well, and of course he's Daredevil. So there would be many different ways for the Punisher to appear in the She-Hulk series. He could be connected to Daredevil, he could be connected to Matt Murdock on a legal legal side. And if by the end of the series, She-Hulk is going to start representing superheroes and people of the sort, well, it's not that hard to throw the Punisher in there. However, my hopes are for an actual Punisher series. And I do think if they are going to bring the Punisher into any other series, it probably is going to be Daredevil first. Much like we're seeing Daredevil in other series and movies before he gets his own series, I'm thinking that's going to happen with the Punisher. We see him show up in She-Hulk maybe we see him show up in the Daredevil series, and then he gets his own series. And make no mistake, Jon Bernthal wants to return to play the Punisher. He has publicly stated that a few times. But let's talk about what Rosario Dawson said after the fact that she stated that the Punisher was returning. Later after the panel on Twitter, she tweeted, "I can't be trusted. Getting intel from fans during signings is iffy apparently. My bad, I get excited. Confirmation is key when you're told what you want to hear." Now, I don't really buy this. This kind of seems like a thing where Marvel was like, yo, what the heck? We told you that in confidence. You weren't supposed to say anything about that. Perhaps Rosario Dawson thought that it was public information at this point since the Daredevil series had already been announced. And she's a professional actress and has done a lot of Comic-Cons. And I know that she's heard a ton of rumors and has been asked about a ton of rumors. So I don't think Rosario Dawson would simply state something as fact that she heard from a fan at a signing. This kind of seems like a cover-up to make it seem like she didn't just spoil the fact that the Punisher is returning. Because I actually think that a good majority of those Netflix characters are going to be in the MCU in some way, shape, or form at one point in time. And what I mean by that is they may not get their own series, but they could cameo in other shows or movies. It does seem very clear at this point with Kevin Feige establishing that there is going to be a street level side of the MCU, that there are going to be street level characters like Daredevil, like Spider-Man, like the Punisher, like Jessica Jones, like Luke Cage, like all of the rest of those characters that we know and love. It does seem like there is going to be somewhat of a Defenders team. In fact, there's even been rumors that some of these Defenders could actually appear in the Echo series, which makes sense. We know Daredevil is going to be appearing in that series as well. We know Kingpin is going to be returning and is going to be the villain of that series. It makes sense that another Defender could possibly be in that show. And at the same time, I also think they could be building this entire thing up for Kingpin to be a major villain, and the Defenders and Spider-Man have to go up against him, and possibly a real Sinister Six, which is something that I know fans have been waiting for a very long time. And we really are right now in a golden age for the MCU. I know a lot of people have not really enjoyed Phase 4 so far, but if you think about it, Disney and Marvel Studios now have all of the rights to almost all of the characters. We have all of the Fox properties back with the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, with Deadpool, and they have all of the rights to the Netflix characters, the Defenders, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, the Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Kingpin. They have the rights to all of these characters back again that they can and are using in the MCU. The only one that we're really questioning right now is the Hulk. We know that the distribution rights are held by Universal Studios. However, that could have changed at some point in time and we just may not know about it. But regardless, the Hulk can be used in team-up films. So Marvel Studios really does have access to any and all of the characters that they want right now. And it looks like they have every intention on using all of these characters. We're getting the Fantastic Four, we're getting the Mutants soon, we've already gotten Daredevil. I think it's only a matter of time until we do finally see the Punisher and perhaps some of the other Defenders as well. But hey, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below, and how excited would you be if Jon Bernthal returned as the Punisher? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Man, I would definitely be wanting a Punisher TV series. I really was thinking to myself, even in She-Hulk. Now, he doesn't have to have a cameo per se, but have Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock do a name drop. Hey, I'm representing Frank Castle. Oh yeah, we heard about that. It's called The Punisher, right? That'll blow people's mind. And I think that's how they can introduce Frank starting off. So as far as Rosario Dawson, yeah, I really believe she's, you know, around all these Marvel people, around all these Disney people. She has the intel, and then, you know, they kind of went off on her and was like, and that's why she was, the first thing in her tweet was, I cannot be trusted. I can't be trusted. So therefore, it's basically, don't tell her information. They're going to have a big old powwow like, hey, don't say anything to her about anything that we're working on. Just keep it to themselves. And I think, because I tell myself with actors, they're so detached from, you know, what we look at on social media, what, you know, as far as being all that, because they're super duper busy. They're in an elite status of life of rich people where they got to be doing these things for 16 to 20 something hours. And, you know, they're always busy. So the only thing that they have time for, maybe a little bit of Instagram just to kind of see family and friends type of thing, and jump on Twitter right quick, see what people's talking about. Then they're off about their day. So they're completely clueless to what a lot of fans are saying. But if, you know, some of these actors do take the time out to be on Twitter to try to really do that character study, that research study, what fans are saying, what fans are wanting, what fans deserve, that type of thing, to just make sure that they go all out. I know Taika Waititi is kind of one of those directors that does that and kind of goes in as far as he can, but very shy on a lot of things. And like I said, they're, you know, as we're human, we all got the same 24 hours. You can't digest everything in 24 hours or in a short bit of time so they can produce the material. So I get that part. But I still nevertheless am stupid, surprised, and extremely happy that we're definitely going to be getting the Punisher, and especially for Jon Bernthal to be the Punisher. Like, when it came to Jon Bernthal, could do no wrong. Ever since the Punisher, this guy's career, just trajectory was just, anything he put out, I was just attached to, glued to, just watching. Like, you know, We Own This City, he's going to be American Gigolo on Showtime, plethora of different things. And I was telling myself, I would love for him to be the Punisher again in that Marvel Cinematic Universe, where he can go against different people and, you know, up against Spider-Man, team up with Blade, go against Morbius, you know, Kraven the Hunter, those type of things. Because I remember from the Spider-Man animated series, we did have the Punisher in there, always just in and out, you know, it was like, don't get in my way. So that's why I sit there and tell myself, I am here for this. So, you guys enjoyed my reaction to Marvel Punisher series confirmed for Disney Plus. Subscribe to my channel, post comment down below, and like the video. And shout out, please subscribe to The Cosmic Wonder. Warren does a phenomenal job of keeping up and with all these updates. So, it's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.